Alright, let's get that pre-stream audio balance test. How do I sound, guys? I need to know, can you tell me how I sound? Compared to the music of the game? You can hear me. Okay, great. Good. Sounds good. Sound is good. Thank you. Sound more like Mercury than Mars. Is that a Sailor Moon reference? I'm not sure. I did enjoy Sailor Moon. No, but it is now. Okay. Welcome Jad, welcome Supply, welcome Raynar, welcome Vargas Winter, welcome Koshea, welcome Profano, Arcanon, Ziadzior, Elfagri, love it. Welcome everyone. Deborok, excellent. Alright, starting up in just a moment. Bum. Oh, I didn't memorize it either. It's very good, though. Alright. Are you ready? Welcome to the insanity. Sure. Anyway. Here we go. Ah! Greetings, champions, and welcome to Mars Guiding Hand. I am Mars, and this is Untitled Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a free-to-play, officially licensed Dungeons & Dragons formation strategy game from Codename Entertainment. On this partnered stream, we take a look at the latest content, discuss strategies, and answer any questions that you may have about the game. So get cozy, join me for just a couple of hours as we take a deeper look at all things Untitled Champions. Today is Wednesday, August 5th, 2020, and in this episode we'll be talking about the latest event, which is Agaren's Day, Year 3, I think I said that right. And, of course, answering any questions you have about the game. So we'll be covering, like, the new champion, Omen. Long time coming. I kind of figured eventually we'd get Omen. Yeah, so the elephant in the room is that I'm clearly in a different streaming situation right now. I moved. Again. I'm kind of jumping around to different places right now until I can hopefully eventually settle on something permanent. So, get used to this for at least a few weeks. Yeah, it's a very comfy bed. So, welcome Crazy Matt Captain, Shodan, M. Snyder, Arthur Boo, 13, Kvoth 13. Oh, is that Name of the Wind? Cool. I haven't read it, but I have the audiobooks. Benjam's, Griffin Rider. Cool. Oh, the paintings are already there when I got here. They're not mine. Yeah, no dogs. So, welcome everyone. As you can see, I'm safe and sound. And I'm excited to be talking to you about Egg Heron Day and Omen Drawn. Okay, so let's get busy. I am currently in the unlock event for Omen. Oh! Hold on a second. A friend of mine's coming through the window right now. Hey. Yeah, hey Job. Good to see you, buddy. How you doing? Kind of weird. You could have used the front door. It's raining outside, but okay. Oh, you brought an ant farm? You got a new ant farm? Kind of weird that you'd bring it here. Please don't drop that. Oh, they're purple, though. That's really cool. Man, Job, those are some epic ants, Job. Alright, see you later. There you go. We got the joke back. Terrible jokes. That's part of why you're here, I'm sure. Alright, so we have gone way past the unlock requirement, which is just stage 50, just like it is for every event, every champion, every event. And we're going to grab Omen now. Oh, I gotta practice my dad jokes. Not because I'm a dad, but because I'm a very proud uncle. to a nephew and niece that I love very, very much. They are too young for jokes for now, which gives me plenty of time to practice. So I saw a question up above. Does team reset with each new quest, Griffin Rider? Do you mean, like, do you have to start leveling up your champions and putting them back in your formation? Because yes, that is the basic, like, loop principle of idle champions, but each time you do so, it's easier because you gain favor, which allows you to have higher gold find in the next run of the same campaign so that you can level them up more swiftly. Oh, I do have my hat. It's right here. It's just really hot. I felt like going hatless today. That's why I've got a cold, wet cloth on the back of my neck here. I'm glad that that some of you appreciated the joke, Baby League. or Fourpex, yeah. You said that was great. Thank you very much. All right, let's move on. Oh, yeah, and thank you, C&E, because I have a supply chest this time for this. Yeah, love that. I love when I get special chests. It's always fun, always a pleasure. So, I think the first thing that we should do is not an event run, because I want to discuss Omen and like his capabilities. But before we do so, because I unlocked Omen, we can take a look at the event variants for Agaren's Day Year 3. So first up is Lords of Waterdeep. Help Laeral Silverhand and the Lords of Waterdeep track down a retired open lord. It's 1,000 loot strings, which is the token for this event. We just call them event tokens for like a general term. The event is live, Vlad, yes. If you don't see it yet, restart your game, I guess. It was immediately live for me without having to restart my game. Anyway, a Masked Lord takes up a slot in your formation. An additional Masked Lord joins your formation every 25 areas. So this is like On the Hunt from the Torm campaign, Grand Tour of the Sword Coast, but as an event variant. That's interesting. I wonder if they're like different models, like if we get to see different open lords, or if it's just like copy paste of the same open lord. I hope it's different ones, because I bet the art's really cool. Turn on the background music? Sure. As soon as I get into an adventure, I'll do that. It's a new setup, so it'll take a bit until we get like a good audio balance, you know? All right. The second variant is Vodras Command. Costs 2,500 event tokens, complete area 125. Only champions with a constitution score of 14 or higher, which is the requirement for Vajra as a patron, by the way, so that makes sense why this is called Vodras Command. It's kind of like practice for doing Vajra patron runs. Or an Associate of Omen can be used. Okay, so Associates of Omen include champions with the Acquisition Incorporated or C-Team affiliation. Cool, cool, okay. Which is honestly quite a few. So it's definitely one of those that you want like as many champions as possible. And then lastly, for 5,000 tokens, Fortune favors the bold. Omen begins the formation, cannot be moved or removed. Whenever a champion kills a non-boss enemy, the base attack cooldown of champions adjacent to them is reduced for their next attack. Whenever a champion attacks but does not kill a non-boss enemy, that enemy moves faster and deals more damage. This effect can stack. That's a lot. Okay, so this is the Spotlight variant for Omen, of course. Like every event now, it didn't used to be like this, but every event for a while now has a Spotlight variant where you are forced to use that champion, whoever's new. Okay, so we will take a look at that soon, but first, I am going to jump into, just anything. Let's go Escort Waterdeep, sure. Because I just have a huge amount of favor in my Grand Tour of the Sword Coast, which we are going to utilize in order to get Omen out on the field very quickly and level him up very quickly. Take a look at specializations in a moment, Omen. Alright. Whoa, that's a cool ultimate. Nice. I like that animation. I was going to save that for later, but cool surprise. All right, now I did get a couple of requests for turning down the music, so I'll do that. How about 2 notches? How's that sound? Hopefully that's better now. Count Casper, Mars, what's your opinion on Binwin and Omen being in the same slot? Oof. It's like a slap in the face for Benwin, I feel. If you needed any more convincing that Benwin is no longer associated with the Acquisitions Incorporated, there you go. Omen refuses to work with him because they share the same slot. It's very funny. Alright, let me just put some people out here so that they can be attacking things. And let's learn about Omen. So, Omen. Omendron. Lawful neutral, half-elf cleric with the healing support and gold rolls. There aren't many triple roll champions. Only a few come to mind, like Grama. Okay, Omendron built the organization called Acquisitions Incorporated to facilitate his quest to find his true sister, at least in part. Despite his unprecedented success in establishing the market for franchised adventuring across the Sword Coast and beyond, Omen's full measure eludes most people. He is known to be a worshipper of Timora, ruthless in matters of business, feckless in matters of love, and hopeless in games of chance. He is often accused of being a masked lord of Waterdeep, though that would explain some things. Okay, so his base attack is Appropriate Intervention. That's a good name. I like that. Alright, so this is a melee attack. If you don't know how to identify that, that's because of the sword icon in the upper left corner. Yeah, that sword icon means this is a melee attack. Appropriate Intervention. Omen smashes the nearest enemy with his maul. Okay, simple. That is a very cool maul, though. Just a giant plus sign or an X. His ultimate, of course, Spirit Guardian. Omen summons 15 Spirit Guardians, which damage a random enemy. Damage a random area every 2 seconds. I said it right the first time. We saw that once already, still on cooldown, so that'll have to wait a bit before we can use it again. But we can go through his upgrades. We can go through his formation abilities and such. So he starts off with Shadow Council. Increases the damage to champions adjacent to Omen by 400%. Now, I glanced through the champion spotlight because I think it's more fun to learn with you guys live on the stream. So I glanced through it and saw that okay, he's mainly about this Shadow Council ability, and his specialization affects that. So increase the damage of champions adjacent to him. Alright, so that's a lot of champions. Celeste does that, Deacon does that. Lots of champions have I will buff anyone who is next to me. Adjacent. It looks like that gets buffed as he levels. And then at 130, Champion of Timora. Every time Omen attacks, they bless all adjacent champions as Champion of Timora, increasing their damage by 100% for 3 seconds. Okay, interesting. Alright. Anyone who's adjacent to him gets blessed as a Champion of Timora, increasing their damage. Alright. I bet that gets fun. With gear or upgrades or specializations. Contractual obligations. Every time a champion in the column in front of Omen attacks, they fulfill an obligation to Omen. When Omen reaches 100 obligations fulfilled, he grants a 100% gold fine buff for each champion in the column in front of him for 30 seconds. Okay. So that's where his gold fine comes into play. So is this a situation where you want to have as many fast attackers or multi-attackers as possible to capitalize on that? A lot of the gold fine boosting champions are fast attackers or multi-attackers. If you're using Jarlaxle, then he wants as many rogues and drow in the field as possible. And Hitch, being a rogue, he has tons of multi-attack with his throwing daggers. Okay, interesting. He has to reach 100 obligations fulfilled in order for that to start. Okay. Mmm. Alright, so we're on his specialization choice now, I suppose. So let's take a look. We have 3 options. Long Lost Friends, Omen's Shadow Council now only buffs champions not next to him, and is slightly energized based on the number of champions of Tamora in the formation. Okay, so he starts with a Celeste buff, and he has the option to become a Makos buff instead. I'll buff anyone who is not next to me. Stay away. Okay. Shadow Council now applies to champions not adjacent to Omen and is increased by 85% for each champion of Tamora in the formation. Now, I think I saw on the Spotlight blog post that that's multiplicative. Can anyone confirm for me if I'm remembering correctly? And then middle option is Close Allies. Omen's Shadow Council continues to buff the champions next to him. Okay, so still just adjacent. And is moderately energized based on the number of champions of Tamora in the formation. Shadow Council continues to apply to champions adjacent to Omen and is increased by 100% for each champion of Tamora in the formation. Okay. So you want as many champions of Tamora then, which is anyone who's adjacent to him? Is that right? Did I remember that correctly? Yes, all adjacent champions. Okay, yeah. Okay, and then the third option is Assassin. Omen's Shadow Council now only buffs champions farthest from him. Okay, so that's Cthulhu style. And is greatly energized based on the number of champions of Tamora in the formation. Shadow Council now applies to champions farthest from Omen and is increased by 125% for each champion of Tamora in the formation. Okay, so it seems like that's the strongest one. And the ideal situation would then be your DPS is the furthest character from Omen, or tied for furthest, or whatever. And then Omen has as many people, and then Omen has as many people adjacent to him as possible, because Shadow Council is the one that's changing here, and Champions of Tamora is still just only adjacent. Okay. Okay, so you'd want, like, a hexagon of champion slots around Omen, and then you'd want your DPS to be far away. Cool. Okay. It seems like it could be tricky, but fun. Interesting. Hey Boss 1990 asks, how do I get my hero stronger to pass split the party? Gear, and feats, and achievements, and blessings, and perks. There are, like, a dozen different variables for making your team stronger. It could be... I'm seeing, like, people mentioning that Omen shouldn't have the healing tag, because they're not seeing anything that he does that does healing. It could be an oversight. Maybe, like, he had the healing tag at first in development at some point and they just forgot to take it off or something. So maybe that'll be corrected eventually. For now, I'm going to just stick with Close Allies. I'm going to take the middle option. I wouldn't recommend that. I'd go with whichever one you think that you could best get away with for the highest overall buff. It might take some experimenting on your part to get good at using Omen and choosing the appropriate specialization for the formation shape that you're dealing with. It takes a little bit of foresight, thinking about what your formation is going to look like by the end of the run, if you plan on using Omen for anything other than Goldfind, I suppose. And speaking of which, very happy that we have a Goldfind character in slot 3 now. Anyway. Whoa. Started getting a phone call. It's not a good time for that. Okay. We're going to keep leveling up Omen. Certainly he has all of his abilities unlocked now. So let's scroll down past his specialization choice. So now at 380, he gets Known Associates. The duration of Champion of Tamora is doubled on champions with the Acquisitions Incorporated and or the C-Team affiliation. Oh yeah, Raven's voice, I know. Yeah, put him in the middle. I will. I'm not worried. I'm not trying to like beat anything here. I'm only in this adventure so that I can level up Omen as high as possible so we can check out everything that he has. Once I'm done going over Omen, we're going to pull out of here and we're going to go into one of Omen's event variants instead. Okay. So he likes being used together with other members of Acquisitions Incorporated and the C-Team affiliation. Jim, Morgane, and Omen. Plus Cathris, Donar, Walnut. Who am I missing? Who am I missing from C-Team in that list? Hey, Cathris. Rosie, that's right. Can you blame me for forgetting Rosie? She needs some special treatment to get better, unfortunately. All right. Anyway, so is that all? I think that's it for all of Omen's stuff. Let's take another look at his ultimate. So it's Spirit Guardian. He summons 15 Spirit Guardians, which explode every 2 seconds, damaging all monsters in a large area. The duration of Champion of Tamora is doubled as long as the spirit remains. Oh, interesting. That is so cool. Oh boy, I love that. They are spooky. And they're slightly different. Some of these have like pointed helmets, and some of them have like rounded caps. Yeah, they're not all the same. There's some subtle differences between them. That one has a shield and sword, hammer, a mace. That's cool. I love that they went the extra mile. Like, they could have just made them all copies of each other. Would that have even bothered people? I doubt it. But they didn't. They actually made them different. That's really cool. Each spirit is Omen's grandmother's mother. It's oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. I am not as caught up on AC Inc. lore as I could be. But I will say, I'm excited to have Omen in the game. Not because I have like a really strong personal fondness for Omen, but because of like what he represents. Omen being the character made famous from you know, the Penny Arcade folks, along with Jim, of course. But an AC Inc. live show was the first piece of like D&D media that I consumed. I wasn't there. I watched it on YouTube or something after the fact. But before I got into podcasts, before I got into watching live streams of D&D, any of that, the first piece of D&D media that I consumed was an Acquisitions Incorporated live show. And it was, oh boy, it was, Will Wheaton was on it. Yeah, I think his character, I think his character died in a pit of acid. Yeah, it was a good time. Really enjoyed that. Hello, Jerbear. AFL, yes, it was an excellent name. AFL, yes. I remember I shed a single tear as a swift action. I remember that quote. That was very good. Spoiler alert. Oh, I'm sorry. It's been years. It's been years. Forgive me. Forgive me. All right. So we've taken a look at all of Omen's abilities. We've taken a look at his bio, all of his base stats, his attack, his ultimate. Oh, ability scores real quick. Okay, so Krond likes Omen because Omen does have 16 strength. He's not evil. Of course, he's lawful neutral. I mean, he might be evil. He might actually be evil. But, yeah. 16 strength, so Krond likes him. 8 dexterity. So, does not play well with, oh boy, Shandy. Zorbu. But, well, it's not like you'd want to use Omen as your DPS. Although, I don't know. Maybe he's one of those secret DPS characters. We were just talking about that on Evergreen Champions earlier. Oh, did you guys catch Evergreen Champions? Our latest show on the channel? It's good, it's fun. I like watching Margaret like teach Satine, essentially. Watching Satine like discover the game is really cool. As from like a veteran perspective, watching someone learn the game live is really interesting. 14 Constitution, so qualifies for Vajra. Neutral means does not qualify for Mert. Intelligence is too low for Strahd, so it's Vajra or bust for Omen, unfortunately. But if you struggle with Vajra variants, then maybe Omen's a good pickup. Being in slot 3, that's early. Although, a lot of champions in slot 3 have a good enough constitution for Vajra. There's a lot of tanks. 18 Wisdom. Who cares about Wisdom? Narak? Does Narak boost Omen? I'm seeing M. Snyder say that he can be Narak'd. Ooh. Cool. I love that. I love that unique capability of Narak. Yeah, Narak versus Walnut, because of course he wants to be used alongside AC Inc. or C-Team affiliates. Yeah, so you'd have to try different setups for yourself. Like Narak, his boost mechanic, it doesn't care about his gear. His gear doesn't matter for that mechanic. So, at what point is it better to use Narak versus using another member of the C team? Yeah, Githzerai Wisdom, thank you. Thank you, Uri. Would Usurp steal a champion buff? Usurp doesn't steal buffs. All Faker? Hope I got that. Anyway, Usurp doesn't steal buffs. Well, I don't know a good word for it, but Archon like sees buffs happening, and yeah, copies them and then buffs them on himself, like buffs the buffs to make them even stronger. It's kind of like yes, that's observation. There's similarities to the mechanics, and they can be used together. I remember people making diagrams for how to set up observing usurps and usurping observes. It was nuts. I don't know if I could do it right now if I was asked to do it. It's ooh. Anyway, moving on. 12 Charisma. Okay, so does that matter? I don't think that's gonna matter for Omen. I don't think there's like Hitch cares about Charisma, but that would matter if Omen was a DPS character, and he's not, unless he's a secret DPS, which we already talked about a little bit. Okay, let's take a look at his feats. Now, he is, interesting. He doesn't have a default gold fine buff, or a default, like, healing roll buff. I still think maybe this is an oversight, that maybe this isn't really a thing. But he does have the default support buff, Selflessness. And then he has Reverence. Okay, the council has grown as of late. Let's put Reverence on. Because I almost always utilize the champion ability-specific feats. They are my bread and butter as far as feats go. But he has 3 chest feats and 1 gem feat. Ooh, that is generous of CNE. They could have split that like 2 and 2, but they made it 3 and 1. Nice. I would much rather get my feats out of gold chests than I would buying them with gems, because it's a lot of gems. Okay, but he does have Inspiring Leader, the upgrade to a support role feat. He has Lucky. Liar. That's good. Good flavor text. Good. Laborer. Increase the effect of Omen's Shadow Council by 20%. So the same thing as Reverence? Is that Yeah. Yeah, that must have been updated, like, after I started the event. Okay. I'm seeing people in the chat saying that in the current client, Laborer is 40%. Okay. So, I'm currently in version 0.341, as it says, like, right down here in the corner of the overlay. And then Rules Lawyer. Oh, that's great. That's very good. I love that. This might be one of my favorite names for a feat in the game currently. I used to be such a rules lawyer. I was a terrible min-maxer rules lawyer D&D guy. Not anymore. I grew out of that, thankfully. What broke me was a DM who just let me get away with it all. I learned the lesson that being, like, infinitely powerful makes the game not fun anymore. Once you can do everything, there's no challenge and there's no fun. So that helped me snap out of that mindset. Check page 243, subsection J, please. I'll wait. Alright, so I think his feats are going to be pretty obvious. You want these two. You want Laborer and Rules Lawyer, because these are just going to be the strongest for buffing his personal mechanics. Okay, simple. But for now, we'll just start with one of his defaults. And I'm not going to be able to get him to his second feat slot yet. I mean, I could put on some speed potions, gold fine potions, and probably do that in just a few minutes. But I'd rather just jump into the event, because I want to gear this guy up. We definitely have enough. Okay, so which variant do you want to see me do? We can do the first or second one, currently. We have enough tokens to do that. Garen's Day. You know, I'm going to make the choice, actually. I want to see Lords of Waterdeep, because I want to know how crazy this gets. Do we keep getting more Lords of Waterdeep in the formation if we go past the stage 75 goal? Will there be more added to the formation? Let's find out. I want to see if they have different character models, like the spirits do. Benjamin says yes. Oh boy, that's fun. Oh, we got one already. Spooky. Yeah, come watch me walk through the latest update. Ugh. Alright. Yeah, I would love to see if it fills all 10 slots eventually. That's really cool. That would be what? We start with 1. I know there's new challenges. You don't have to tell me every time. I know that we start with 1, clearly. Is it 250? Is that when we'll have all 10 spots filled? Or will it be after 225? Because we start with 1 already. I don't know, but eventually. Can I get a tip on how to decipher the hidden codes each day? My show doesn't have any hidden codes, or if it does, I don't know about it. Which would be some next level mind games from C&E. What if that was the case? What if, like, every episode of Mars Guiding Hand there actually was a hidden chest code and I just didn't even know? Because then I couldn't possibly give it away. Honestly, they should. That'd be really fun. Because then it'd be a surprise for me if anyone figured it out, and then I would get excited and put it in. Speaking of which, let's put in my own chest code. Thank you, Job, for bringing over your epic ants to show off on the stream. Yeah! Thank you, C&E, for the supply chest. I hope you guys got something good out of it. Nice! Okay, cool, cool. Happy about these. These, I don't really care. Happy about these, though. Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get Omen out here. Oh boy, this formation shape, though. Can we just appreciate this formation shape for a moment? Because this is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in this game. Lyra, you love my chess code? Ah, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I had an excellent joke about it earlier. Anyway. This formation shape is very interesting. Come here. Actually, let me put some more familiars down. No, put auto progress back on. There we go. And more familiars, because I want them to also automatically open boss loot bags. Okay, so... this is good for Moonbeam Tyrrell. We have at least one slot, like, way in the back that's all on its own. So, like, minimal adjacencies. That's good for Moonbeam Tyrrell. And what else is that good for? This spot right here is good for going solo Vlanya, as long as, you know, your DPS is somewhere in front of her. This is hopefully a good formation for Omen. I saw some people in the Discord bad-mouthing the formation shape in regard to Omen's own abilities. Omen's own formation shape not being ideal for Omen. I think that's fine. I think that just introduces some challenge and leaves you, like, wanting more. So that you start thinking about, like, oh, where else can I use Omen to, like, really take advantage of his abilities? Joshua, what characters is everyone gearing up, assuming you need to gear all three? In order, I'd probably say Omen, then Jim, then Ishii. Bird. Put another one out. Yeah, I'll put the bird out, Vizier, so that they can also kill the birds that are flying by. Bird versus bird. Bird fight. What was the hidden code? I don't know. Fajan Law, I'm new. How do you gear event champs? Hi, welcome to Idle Champions, and welcome to the show. So, the, like, event cadence of Idle Champions is every 3 weeks. Okay? So, currently, and there's an event happening. It just started an hour and 35 minutes ago. And it will be running for the next 11 days, 22 hours, and 24 minutes. During that time, you can unlock the event champions by playing or claiming the past adventures for each of them. You can unlock Ishii by doing this adventure, Jim with this adventure, Omen with this adventure. Then, once you've completed those unlock adventures, you can play the free plays of those adventures to get a chest for that specific champion, either silver or gold, randomly determined. But if you get 3 silvers in a row, then your next one will guarantee to be a gold. So don't give up hope. Like, there is a pity timer for getting the gold chest. But then also, if you play the variants for that champion, then you can also get a gold chest for that champion. And these chests contain gear for those champions. You can also just look out for weekend chests that you get from the newsletter. If it happens to contain that champion in the pool, and you own that champion already, then that champion's gear can appear in those chests. And then also there's patron chests. If you're new, you're not going to have patron chests unlocked yet, but in the future, you can look forward to playing around with patrons and getting chests. And then those chests will contain gear for whatever champions can be used for that patron. Easy. What level do you need to reach to get a chest during events unopposed Beetle? So it depends if you're doing a free play or you're doing one of the adventure variants. There's always 3 variants, like there's variant 1, variant 2, variant 3. Variant 1 always requires stage 75. Variant 2 is always stage 125. And variant 3 is always stage 175. It's always, always, always those. If you're doing a free play, you only need to beat stage 50. And there will not be a completion message that comes up saying like, you beat stage 50, do you want to reset now? No. It's just after stage 50, you need to go ahead and click on this and click on complete if you're in a free play for the event. Unless you want to go further so that you can get even more favor and thus gold, and that's really good for you in the long run. It's generally in your best interest to push as far as you can, but don't like obsess over it. Like once you get to your wall, only grind there for maybe an hour. No more than that. It's certainly not necessary. Not even an hour is necessary, really. Okay, how would you rank this new champion compared to the others in the same slot, asks Droz. I haven't played around with him enough yet. I've had him for all of 30 minutes. Not very long. So I don't really have a firm opinion on Omen yet, but I will say he's up against some stiff competition. I don't really use Benwyn. Honestly, I don't really use Artemis. I use Spurt off and on, but Gromma, though. Gromma is a perennial favorite for me. I use Gromma all the time. She's in like 90% of my formations. She's also full epic, full shiny, very high item levels, so Omen's got some stiff competition that he's up against to gain my favor and trust. Thully asks, hey, kind of new here. Do the random silver chest drops from bosses become event champion specific during an event? No. Great question. No. They are still regular old chests. What spec do you use Gromma with? Asks Snow. If she's tanking, if she's on your tank line, which is to say like the very front column, then you want to use Mountain. If she's anywhere else, you want to use Arctic. If you're using her as your DPS, then you want to use Swamp. Also, you should use someone else as your DPS. Don't do that. It's fine. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. It's fun. She casts Melf's Acid Arrow, which is really funny if you also have Melf out on the field at the same time, because they'd be like, hey, that's my spell. They don't actually have an interaction like that, but it'd be funny if they did. Can you Modron automate event free play to grind chests? Yar, it's Tony. I think so. I haven't done it myself, but we could experiment with that. I don't think there'd be enough time to experiment with that on the show, but yeah, I would assume so. As long as you have the tokens to pay for it, I would assume that that works. I remember there was a bug about this. Like, I think there was an exploit when offline progress, automation stuff like collides at first. I think it was like depending on whether you were online or offline, foreground party or background party, it was causing some bug that would take a different amount of tokens than it should have. But that should be fixed now. Which also implies that, yes, you can automate your event runs. But why would you? They're fun. Now, I'll automate Mad Wizard, sure, but I'll actively play my event runs. I like doing those. We're almost to stage 25. I'm assuming that the next Open Lord will be in a scripted position. Wherever the Open Lord like drops into the formation, I assume like it'll be the same every time for that stage. Does anyone have a guess? I'm guessing it'll be just below the current one. If it works anything like On the Hunt does, because I think that's how On the Hunt works. I think it just starts with like the rearmost position for one of the hunters, and then just goes like the next column top, bottom, next column top, middle, bottom, next column top, bottom, and then the final column. It's not Open Lords, they're Masked Lords. Oh, right. Of course, because they're clearly wearing a mask. Right. Good point. Good point. On the Hunt goes differently? I thought that was... Am I thinking of the wagon one? What is that even called? Is that, Yeah, I remember there's a few different wagon... Yeah, Wagon Train. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's it. I was getting that conflated with On the Hunt. There's so many variants. There's so many to keep up with. All the different rules and stipulations. Alright, we're about to find out. I'm gonna go ahead and move freely over. Just in case I'm right. And nobody tell me, nobody tell me. Because I'm sure someone in the chat already knows. Zenasalio, you're new. Hi, welcome to Idle Champions. Happy to have you. Are the event variants for Ishii and Gym events still available? Yes! So get started and have a good time. Ah, I was right. Cool. So the next Mask Lord just dropped in right below the first one. And it's the same model. That's unfortunate. After seeing the Spirit Guardians being all different, I was hoping that these would be different too. Like at least different masks or something, or different robes. I don't know. Still looks cool. I like it. I'm gonna put a familiar on Omen. Actually, this feels appropriate. There we go. C-Team familiar for Omen. Oh, they're identical for a reason. That makes a lot of sense, like lore-wise. Is Freely a top-tier support, Duncan? No. And Reaver is also asking how insane is using Freely in an automated favor goal run. I haven't tried using Freely in an automated gold favor grind. I could do that with this event and get back to you about it next week. But is Freely a top-tier support? I would definitely put him up there. Like, amongst the top. At the very least, for his sick gains, you can get a lot of gold and a lot of favor by using Freely. Freely is very good. Yeah, I would certainly recommend him. He's a very good champion, overall. He's not bad. Yeah, his favor gain is incredible, and is unique. Like, there's many champions that have a gold find increasing ability, but Freely is unique in having a favor increasing ability, which is practically the same thing as a gold find ability, but whatever. Still, it's unique. And that's cool. Draws. I'm currently in a time gate trying to complete it. Good luck. Anything I can tell you about Omen? Oh yeah. We spent the first half hour going over everything about Omen. We looked at his bio, we looked at his abilities, all of them, his specialization, his attack, his ultimate, his ability scores, his feats. We looked at everything about Omen already. But I can say gut reactions. He's going to be tricky to position if you mess around with his specialization choices, because your specializations can change whether he wants to be near, far, or wherever you are in regard to the DPS of your team. He says you want champions around you, around Omen. He wants adjacencies for Champion of Tamora, but his Shadow Council, which is altered by his spec choices, that depends on his positioning beyond just the adjacencies for Champion of Tamora. So he may be tricky to place, especially if you're using lots of other champions whose positions are really tricky. So I might recommend that you use other champions. Like if you're having a hard time like mentally processing how to work with Omen, you might want to stick with champions who are just easier to position, like Makos. It's just whoever's not adjacent to me. Great, so I just throw him in the back or something. Ayla, doesn't even matter where you put her. Anything that you can do to reduce your own frustration with champion mechanics would hopefully make it easier for you to place trickier champions. Oh boy, there's a lot of questions in this week's show, which is awesome. I actually am using like a program now to highlight questions for me, so I hopefully don't miss any. Someone asked me my favorite champion. It's Frida. My favorite champion is Frida. It's been a while since I had to talk about this, but my Frida has over item level 1,000 because I love Frida. I think she's super cool. She's exactly the kind of character that I would play. Delta's the easiest to place, right on the bench. That's pretty good. Someone also asked me my favorite tea? What was that? My favorite drink while playing? My favorite drink is tea. All the time, whether I'm playing or not. I always have a cup of tea for the show. Sometimes multiple. This is Peppermint Peak by Celestial Seasonings. It is, in my opinion, a perfect blend of mint and black tea. It's very, very good. What type of champion is Xander? Bad one. That's rude. That's rude of me. Xander is meant to be a support champion with a speed mechanic, but in actual effect, he is a gold fine booster for Jarlaxle. Yeah, not a paid endorsement. I'm not sponsored by any teas or whatever. A while ago, I wasn't sure if I was like allowed to talk about like specifically what brands I'm drinking or anything, but seeing he said it was fine, so okay. Yeah, no, this is really good. For automated resets, you're only going to your click wall, right? Yeah, that's what I do. Like for Torm, I set my custom stage to automate is 330, and then it resets. Yeah, seeing other people say that's how they use Xander too. Good. Yeah, and he's a good emergency replacement, Our Green Paradox says. I agree. If you are in a situation where you're in a variant or something and you don't have access to anyone else in slot 5, then you may as well use Xander. Xander, better than nothing. Where did the Mimic Familiar come? I think it was the like special gift that came with the first anniversary celebration, and it is now available through wild offers. Is Xander even worth the speed boost? No. There's a reason why I don't give Xander the speed roll icon on my champion visual aid. He doesn't deserve it. Maybe he'll be reworked in the future or something, but he is a body that takes up a space, and that is good for certain champions. And that's about it. Otherwise, really wouldn't suggest using Xander. Now, as for like the other champions in this event, I really don't use Ishii very much, but I know some people really love Ishii. Jim, however, Jim is great, especially if you use Krull. Jim is Krull's best friend. Because when you are very far into an adventure, then you will sometimes run to the situation where Krull is killing all but one enemy on a boss stage, and then you do not have the DPS to kill that last enemy, or the bud to kill that last enemy. And that's where Jim comes in. You just put Jim out and wait. And eventually he turns it into a chicken and it dies. And then you move on. It's wonderful. Jim is Krull's best friend. If you didn't know that, you're welcome. Jim solves Krull problems. A lot of people use Jim for that. I think I just blew Mr. Mage Baller's mind. You're welcome. I hope that helps. I'm going to take Assassin this time. Let's put him in the back. So he's taking Assassin, which means he'll be buffing the furthest away with Shadow Council, but he still wants as many adjacencies as possible. Okay, so what is the best place for adjacencies in here? This? Because now he has 4 adjacencies, but this makes Shandy the furthest away. So this is where I'd want my DPS to be. Okay, so let's just assume if my DPS was Hitch. So now Hitch should be receiving Shadow Council, right? Champion of Tamora. Oh, right, because Omen is spreading it to the people around Omen, and then those people are spreading it to the people around them. Okay. This is going to take me a bit to get used to Omen. It's kind of like working with Krull's Plague stacks, but for your own party. It's a viral spread in amongst your own party. Topical. Ojleg, hi. What do you think about Black Viper cost? $5. Is it cheap for her, or is she not so good now? For $5, I'd pick her up. More than that, I wouldn't do it. But she is a rogue for the purpose of boosting Jarlaxle's gold find, and that can be useful. Also, there are certain variants where you are going to be nearly forced to use Black Viper, because you just don't have many other options. So, she's a really good, like, backup character to have. But you wouldn't be using her very often, normally, like under normal circumstances, unless you just like Black Viper. It's okay to just use the stuff you like. Like, I'm a big fan of Frida, as I mentioned earlier in the stream. She's not an optimal DPS in the game, but that doesn't stop me from using her, because she's cool. And cool stuff makes me happy. Xander 2.0. Yeah, I mean, there's a few of those. Rosie. Talked about that earlier. Yeah, Black Viper's awesome. And the skin, not bad. I think I actually prefer the default skin for Black Viper. Let's go back to Freely. Oh, let's see this ultimate again, the Spirit Guardian. Yeah, that's so cool. Love that Spirit Guardian. I wonder if it randomly chooses the spirits each time, or if it's like, if the different spirits are set. Like, if it's the same different ones each time. Yeah, Bogar Ramshackle asking if that's how you pronounce Frida. Yes, apparently. I thought it was different as well. I thought a lot of champions were different when I first got started in the game. But C&E often has interviews with the creators of these characters. And however the creator of the character is pronouncing the name, I assume that's the correct way to pronounce the name. Frida is apparently supposed to rhyme with fajita. So, there you go. Harko, you just got Viper and the Imp. Nice. Nice. Clemshine, can you suggest a good gem grind level for Modron? Mad Wizard. I mentioned this earlier in Evergreen Champions. Those of us who grind gems at chest, we just bully this one wizard 1,000,000 times. Just endlessly. There's this one wizard, right? And we all just bully him. It's true though. Yeah, go to Mad Wizard Free Play. Go through it. Why is Mad Wizard the best one? That's a good question. So often we just, recommend go play Mad Wizard, go play Mad Wizard, go play Mad Wizard, but we don't really say why. So it's because it has the most fast spawning stages of any adventure. And by fast spawning stages, I mean stages in which enemies appear faster than normal, like they appear on the screen faster than normal, or they appear like further up the area, like around the familiar zone or whatever, like they spawn here instead of far away. And because of that, because enemies are spawning faster, you can kill them faster, and thus you can progress the stage faster and get more gems. Yeah, they're segmented portals. But that's why you put out champions who do multiple attacks, or champions whose ultimates do multiple hits, like Celeste's ultimate does multiple hits. And then you just set a familiar on her ultimate, or something. I grind through a Mad Wizard run and automation in like 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. If I'm just doing like stage 30. That might be wrong. I haven't timed it in forever. I just know that I've before today, my little number here that said like, oh, this is how many times it's done an automated reset. It was over 300. So I just have my automation team just grinding out Mad Wizard all day. Yeah, Baby League. Gromma's Wall has always, off and on, caused issues. I would not put roaming familiars out if you're grinding Mad Wizard. Neither would I put a familiar specifically on Gromma's ultimate. Just don't do it. Yeah, if you are trying to utilize Shandy, then I think it is most efficient to let it run as long as possible up to your click wall, which for me is 330 in Torm. Like, as high up in your click wall as possible for in plus 30, where in is like the beginning of the set of stages. So either like 30 or 80. 30, 80, 130, 180, etc. That's what I mean. I have basically 1E44. It's, yeah, 9.66 E43 Torm favor. So I reached level cap very early in my Mad Wizard runs. So I've got all my speed mechanics running at stage 1, and that's a great feeling. Oh, Ragnar, that would be awesome! Mad Wizard's Revenge variant? Oh, that would be so cool. That would be great. I still say I want raid bosses in Idle Champions sometime, and maybe one of them could be like the Mad Wizard rises again. And he's grown more powerful than we could ever imagine. Made a deal with a devil or something. Now he's really mad. Good one, Snow. Yeah, Furious Wizard. Vengeful Wizard. Maybe one of his mechanics is like all speed increasing abilities are just shut off. You can't use them. The more gems you have saved up, the more damage he does to you. That'd be cool. I'd like that. Yeah, we're halfway through. It feels longer than that. So how are you guys liking the event so far? Ted Cross, raid is in you set up multiple groups of your characters to attack them. Essentially, I had an idea that I talked about last week. This is like a year-old idea now that I put up in the suggestion channel on Discord, which was essentially like a big field that has more than 12 formation circles, so that you can use your entire team, and you have options about how you want to shape your team. And then you're just up against like some big, nasty boss, like the Tarrasque or something. Packs, my only issue is that familiars on level ups click too slow. Oh, yeah, just set it to times 100, and they'll get all of those upgrades. All the upgrades that they can afford in one swoop, each click. Makes it much faster. Don't set it to upgrade. Set it to times 100 and makes it go much faster. Zyadzor, you got Zorbu intelligence feat today. Nice. Very good. That's going to be a big help for Strahd patron variants. Yeah, definitely an S tier feat. Oh, I thought it was a chest feat though, not a gem feat. Which gold find is better, Dritz and Companions of the Hall, or Jarlaxle and Rogues? I guess that depends on your Jarlaxle's gear level for slot 4. Yeah, it depends on how good your Jarlaxle is. Mine's insanely good. Oh, there's Mad Wizard. Did you never notice that? That was the wizard that we just killed. Let me go back. Just a moment. Let me go back. Take my familiars off. Alright, now watch carefully for when the boss shows up on stage 70 or 20 or whatever. There he is! That was the Mad Wizard, but wearing a white robe now. This event has a fun story. I would recommend turning on dialogue so that you can read through the story, or just go take a look at your journal. Scroll all the way up, read through it. There's some good stuff here. Consider it done, milady. We'll be back with the stalker before the first songs of Acramon have been sung. Agarin. Bless you, lass. Yes, you can turn on the dialogue. If you go into your settings, down here, cinematic speed, if you set that to instant, it will skip all the dialogue. Also, you can skip cinematics in free play. Turn that on too. But I wouldn't suggest that you do that all the time, because some of the dialogue is actually really fun. Count how many times they say look sharp. Yeah, the best thing about Jarlaxle and the Drizzt Companions of the Hall Goldfind stuff is that you can just use them simultaneously. That was a popular choice for Goldfind for a while. Goldfind formations have gotten more complicated with recent champion releases like Freely and Beetle and Grim. But once upon a time, they were much simpler. And in those days, Companions of the Hall plus Jarlaxle plus Rogues and Drow was a strong combination. Still strong, it's just there may be other stronger things now. Let's put familiars back out here. No one's asked about familiar placement yet. Oh, someone else had... Ogstar. Can you give me a tip on how to progress on the game? Play the game. I'm doing one camping at a time, but now I'm stuck. Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, you do need to not just beat adventures, but go as far as you can and grind at what we call your wall, which is like the last stage that you can beat where you're still killing enemies consistently. Grind at your wall for a while, like an hour. Then reset, and then you'll have much more favor, which will give you much more gold finds so that you can upgrade your characters and progress even further on your next run. Yeah, as ROE points out, it's even more complicated now with Omen being lawful for the Azaka Freely combo. Yeah, Freely has spec choices for like lawful, neutral, or chaotic, and I think lawful is the popular choice for using him for gold farming, because if you're going to be using Azaka farming, Azaka's lawful, so you want to put Freely in on lawful and have other lawful champions in there. Omen being lawful and has a gold find boost. Yeah. I suppose some of the other people, some of the more mathematically gifted people in our community will eventually speak up on just how good it is. Like, is Omen worth using as opposed to someone else for gold find? I don't know. My instinct says yes. Probably a good idea to prioritize putting Omen in your gold find formations. I don't know about support yet. He's finicky to place, and that might be frustrating for certain players. Like, if you just want to take it easy, then I guess stick with the middle specialization choice for Omen and just keep people adjacent to him. Like, put your DPS adjacent to him, put as many people adjacent to him as you can. It's not going to give you the most reward, probably, but it would be the easiest to work with. Ojleg, what do you think about Walnut? It's her first event tank, and at first, she was good, but now you prefer Naeli, Tyrell, Ayla, and even Archon. Walnut is a better support than she is a tank. As far as tanks go, Tyrell is easily my best tank when he's in his bear form. Easily. By far. But I also have monstrous item levels on my evergreen champions. So it's kind of an unfair comparison. Where's my Tyrell? Yeah. Look at that. It's crazy. So he has a lot of survivability. He's an amazing tank for me. And it will surprise me if I ever get a tank better than Tyrell. If I ever get a tank better than Tyrell, then that's like a game-breaking tank, I would assume at first blush. I feel like opening up some chests. I've saved up 607, so we can do a few. We didn't get any shinies last week, unfortunately. And I would love for my streamer luck to come back into play. But at the very least, I'm gonna get some item levels out of this. I'm getting closer to that 2,000 item level mark. Ah!
Oh man, the streamer button broke again.
Let's do it. Yeah! Thanks, Sean. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, that is good stuff. Okay. More, please.
Oh man, the streamer button broke again.
Cool. Cool. Shiny for Minsk. Fantastic. This is why it's so much fun to save up chests to open up on stream. I really should never open up chests otherwise. It's always more fun to do it on stream. This could be you too. It's a good feeling when you save up just a big pile of chests and open them up all at once. Wonder if we'll get any more. What's the chance of getting a shiny? From any chest that contains gear, the chance is 1 in 1,000. Silver chests are more optimal for shiny farming. The difference for shiny gear is that it is a permanent 50% upgrade to that piece of gear, which is substantial, to say the least. It's a big boost. Alright. That's it. Hey, 2 shinies though. That's good. 2 shinies out of 600 chests, so that is definitely above average. It's the saddest part of every stream. I'm out of tea. Oh well. It's delicious. You have 3,000 hours played of this game and you feel like a noob. Hey, it's okay. It's not your number of hours that matters, it's the amount of fun that you're having that matters. Where's your backup tea? I don't have any backup tea this time. I have water. I'm trying to cut back a little bit on my caffeine intake. And also, like, there's oxalate in teas, which is bad for your kidneys. So it's another reason to moderate how much tea you drink. There is a Discord, !Discord in the chat. I'll do it for you this time. We'll get our Nightbot to post the link to the Idle Champions Discord for you. Join the Discord, hang out with us. I'm on there like all the time. Just all the time. Always watching. Yeah, shinies are awesome. Whether you should spend potions of polish right away or not, grail-shaped, it's kind of up to you. Some people hold on to them forever because there is like a certain philosophy to the more event champions you have, the less likely your potion of polish is going to land on a non-event champion, which is what you would want because the easiest natural shinies to get are for your non-event champions, your evergreen champions. The core 12 plus Hitch, Dritz, Azaka, Dragonbait. I keep hitting my microphone. It's on my left side now instead of my right side, which is what I'm used to. So it's gonna take some adjusting. Sorry if that's making terrible sounds. Yes, always watching. I think about that scene in Monsters, Inc. every time I say that in the Discord. Always watching, Wazowski. Always watching. Well, we opened up all of our chests, but you know what? We can get one more shiny. Because the summer spectacular may be over, but I saved my potion of polish for you guys. So let's do it. Is it good? I don't want to look. Is it good? Oh. I mean, that's alright. Could be better. Could be much worse, too. I'm going to save my blacksmith contracts to use on Omen once I have his, all of his slots filled with gear. Oh, speaking of, let's actually take a look at that. Let's get a little preview. So, if you're new, Idle Champions, maybe you don't know this, but if you click on the event token banner up here that tells you how many event tokens you have, it'll tell you more information about the event, including a how to play and FAQ that you can scroll through to learn really good, useful things. You can click on whatever champion. I have 100% of Gem, 100% of Ishi, so don't need to work on those, but I do need to work on Omen. Agaren's Day is a Waterdavian holiday commemorating the birthday of the famous long-ago Wizard Lord of Waterdeep. Many small rituals are held throughout the day. The Lords toast Agaren in the Watchful Order, and Guildmasters toast the Lords in Agaren's name. This year, Laeral Silverhand, the Open Lord of Waterdeep, has a special task for your party. So Teus, you know nothing about Acquisitions Incorporated. Is it from any D&D stream? No, there's a D&D sourcebook about it, though. It is, at this point, a long-lived group of characters and like live shows, podcasts. It is D&D media, yes, that's taken different forms, and the characters are well loved in the community by many people in the D&D community. They're well known, established characters that have been around for years now. So, yeah, they are established characters in the lore of D&D. Kind of a big deal. And Omen is the CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated as a business, an adventuring business. He's the boss. He's a big deal. Yeah, it's from the guys at Penny Arcade, PAX, however you might know them by. Why is Benwyn not in it? Because Benwyn split off to do his own thing. Benwyn has Benwyn's minions, which they even worked into his specializations and abilities, which is fun. Anyway, so I have finished just the default adventure to unlock Omen, and then each of these tracks the variants. So I'm currently working on this one. I've already passed it, I just haven't completed it yet. As soon as I hit the complete button up here, this will get checked off. We still have to do Vodras Command and Fortune Favors the Bold. Once we have all those variants done, then this achievement will get checked off. And once we have all of Omen's gear, like something in all of his gear slots, then this will be checked off. Which is easy. This takes just a few chests. Do each of the variants, and then do like 3 free plays. And you're fine. You should have this by then. Each of these is to keep track of his gear as you have gained it, and then this is for his champion-specific achievement. Let's chew on this for a bit. Let's think about how to work on this. Army of Timora. Maintain Champion of Timora on all champions in the formation for at least 30 seconds. On all champions in the formation, huh? Must you use a full formation? Can you choose to not use a full formation? Does Omen always have Champion of Timora on himself? Or does he only give it to... Every time Omen attacks, okay. So he gives it to adjacent champions. Yeah, sometimes it specifies full formation. So perhaps the clever way of getting this is to put Omen out with one other person. It doesn't look like Owen himself has it. I don't see it on his incoming effects. It's on outgoing, sure. Champion tomorrow, but it's not on his incoming. Which would at least say, like, from himself, because it says assassin from Omen. Yeah, I think it has to be Omen and at least one other champion. So that may be, like, the optimal thing, is to just do a two-person formation. Like the Tale of Two Champions variant. I don't know if I'd recommend Omen for that one. Yeah, there is inconsistencies in the language of idle champions, so it may be the case that it does require a full formation and just doesn't state it. I don't know. Ojleg, you're having problems using Walnut for pushing your wall. Yeah. I like Walnut, but there are better options. So if you're just trying to push your wall, then I might recommend someone else. Tanks that are good for pushing your wall, Ayla comes to mind, Gromma comes to mind. Tanks that have a built-in debuff mechanic, such as Ayla and Gromma, are exceptional for pushing your wall, as long as you can keep them alive, which you may need healers or shielders to do so. Ayla has a built-in shield. She does everything that you want from a tank, honestly. Ayla's fantastic. Still not the most survivable tank that I own. That's definitely still Tyrell. Oh, poor Regis. He's just taking a face full of arrows. Oh no. The boy went down. Oh well. Yeah, I think this is the stage at which point we're going to just die. Oh no. Nope, there we go. Never mind, we're fine. Let's get that Omen ultimate back out. It's so cool. Let's get a better look at it. Nice. I like the color too. I can't tell if that's green or not. It's something. It's somewhere in the spectrum. I have difficulties with color. Hello, Deather. Welcome. If you've been asking questions, by the way, and I just haven't gotten to your question yet, I apologize. I'm human. Sometimes I miss stuff. Please feel free to just ask it again, and hopefully I will catch it. I'm using a program to highlight questions that pop up in the chat for me, so that I can have a better chance at catching them. What level am I on? I am on 99. I'll stop it after stage 100 here, because I just want to see if we're going to get even more Masked Lords added to the formation. I would love if someone in the community can just go all the way out to a full formation of Masked Lords and just post that screenshot to the Discord or whatever. That'd be great. It's like On the Hunt. Silisa showed that it was possible to do On the Hunt all the way to having a full formation of 9 hunters. It's ridiculous. That's crazy. Oh, yeah, there we go. So we have 5 Masked Lords now. How many Masked Lords are there? Like, lore-wise, how... Is that known? Is that established? I don't know off the top of my head. I really don't know much about Waterdeep, if I'm being honest. Enough? Okay. 13, if you recall correctly. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely more than we have slots. Alright. But you know, as far as champion slots go, plus click damage, that's 13. Can we get a Masked Lord in every slot, and also a Masked Lord for click damage? That would be silly. Every time you click, a Masked Lord just, like, springs out. Haha! 12 masked and 1 open. Oh, a full council comprised 20 lords? Though this number might vary from 16 to 29? That's way too many. That's like number of familiars in the game. which is a lot, by the way. Now that we have new ones added. It's a lot of familiars, y'all. And I can't afford these yet. I started saving up for the Raven, and then I changed my mind thinking like, Stream likes it when I open chests, so I just started buying silver chests. Minion asked Lord Familiar confirmed. Oh, that'd be adorable. No, not confirmed. That'd be very cute, though. Do I have the strong core? I do! Behold. I have it. I have barely leveled it at all. I've been practically ignoring my strong core in favor of focusing on, look at that, my starting core. Here's my layout, by the way. Check it out. So I think this is just like 2 weeks of work that I've got it almost to level 6 now. And this could be a lot better, I'm sure. But I do have every node powered, and I don't think there's any wasted flow anywhere. Yeah. See, I don't really want to obsess with making this extremely efficient until I have it fully leveled, so that I can access all of the tiles. Because I have a long list of components. Thank you, C&E. I really enjoy playing the pipe game, but I just need to level it more. Yeah, once I hit level 6, I can definitely improve the flow. I agree, Trontonian. I've got ideas. I've got ideas. Koshea, you have a formation going with Omen, Gem, and Walnut, but it's not working to get the Omen 30-second buff. So is it the case, then, that you have to use a full formation, and it just doesn't say? Discool, I agree. I wish Omen had been in a different slot, but I'm sure they agonized over that, where to put him. I'm just happy. I choose to focus on the positives. I'm overjoyed that Omen and Jim share an event. I think that's a really nice touch. They didn't have to do that, but they did, and I love that they did that. I love that Jim and Omen come from the same event. So like anyone who's a big fan of Acquisitions Incorporated, this is a great event to start on. Ooh. I think Supply's comment got cut out by Nightbot for being all caps, but Supply says that you're just about to get level 700 on your first run. Congrats, buddy! That's a big deal. That's what I aim for on my first run when I'm not streaming it or something. Like when I do a time gate, I always go to 700 at least. Sometimes 800. I think my last time gate was for Narak, I think. And I managed to beat 800 on the time gate, which was cool. I think it's the first time I've done 800 in a time gate. I've done 700 several times now, but 800, that was the first time. Aruhi says the achievement immediately begins tracking on full formation, so yes, full formation required. Okay. Good to know. So I suppose you don't want to do that in this variant, where your formation slots are taken up by the Masked Lords. Let's start a different one. Hey, here's another thing, another tip for new players. Bounty contracts that you get from gold chests, only use them during an event. Because if you use them during an event, they will also drop event tokens for you to pick up. So, let's just do this. And now I have a huge number of tokens, so I can do whatever I want. Fantastic. Should we do variant 2 or 3? Because we can do either of these. I have full confidence that I'll be able to handle it. Vodras Command or Fortune Favors the Bold. Fortune Favors the Bold seems more complicated but I'm not sure if this is really going to matter for me, especially when I'm probably just going to be killing everything with familiars. So maybe let's do Vodras Command, because this is going to restrict our champion choices, so that I have to put out specific members. Alright, let's do this one. I know there's challenges. You don't need to tell me about the challenges, I know. Okay, so we want Omen. He's the star of the show today, from Mars Guiding Hand. And who do we want with Omen? Actually, let's get Ishi out here. Let's let Ishi enjoy her own event. I don't use her very much. Let's get Calliope out, so we can check out this pirate skin. Look at that skin, isn't that cool? Oh, this was the special prize for the Summer Spectacular. Yes, Supply, I know there's challenges. Yeah, this is essentially doing a Vajra patron variant, except you can also use some bonus characters because of Omen's affiliation with them for Acquisitions Incorporated or the C Team. Let's get Deacon up. And I like Korth. I think Korth is really cool. No, let's use Donar for C Team. Yes, that's better. Let's use Evelyn. I haven't used Evelyn in a while. I think the last time I used Evelyn was on stream. She's not super popular anymore, unfortunately. Once upon a time, I saw her being used everywhere. Lots and lots of formations used Evelyn, but then Shandy and Kroll happened. And now she's kind of fallen out of favor, unfortunately. Oh, and you know we're going to have Jim out here. Of course we're going to be using Jim. Great. You know, Jim has his green flame skin and his rockstar skin. What do you think Omen's gonna get? Any guesses for what kind of skin would work for Omen? Anything from his lore, or just a fun idea you have? Yeah, come watch the last part of my stream. Woo! Check out my bedroom. I like it here. It's kind of hot today, but it was also raining earlier. It's very nice. I have a window right here next to me, so any time I can just glance over and look outside, and it's very pretty. There's a tree. Nice. Anjin wants a full pirate formation, and I completely agree, and I think a lot of folks would agree with you as well. Yeah, pirate skins. At least one in every slot, so you can have a full pirate formation. That would be awesome. I think that would make Garwar happy too, he likes pirates. Speaking of which, make sure to check out GG2E on Friday, because Garwar is better at the game than me. Yuki the Snowman, how many gems do you farm per day? A few thousand. Gut reaction, 3,000? 3,000 sounds right. It could be more. Could be less. I would guesstimate 3,000 gems per day. And I should couch that in saying that I'm obsessed with idle champions. It's the whole reason I have this show. I may not be the best player, but I think that you would be hard-pressed to find someone more enthusiastic about the game than me. I feel like I'm your #1 fan. I feel like that's me. I have a signed poster from all the people at C&E. Love that. It's one of my prized possessions. Anyway, why was I saying that? Oh yeah, about gem farming. I'm obsessed with this game, so I have it running all the time. Now, the past few weeks for me, 2020 is a crazy year, and it's terrifying, and everything's very uncertain. And I'm kind of in an unstable situation, so I can't have the game running all the time right now. And that has definitely caused a dent in my grinding. But thankfully, I was ahead of the curve anyway, so it's okay if I start to fall behind now. The Trickster just hit 700 plus for the first time on an Ishii variant. Hey, congratulations. Especially on a variant, that's impressive. It's harder to do deep pushes on variants than it is in free plays. Yes, I stan idle champs. That's the first time I've ever used that word. See it on Twitter all the time. Malleus Malefic, where did you get your t-shirt? Cool name. The official Idle Champions shirt. Oh. I have like 4 of these. For fans, by fans? Is that it? I think. Maybe. Where I got it is from C&E. They just mailed me these shirts. So I wear them on all of my shows. Because I'm happy to play this game and to have this show. But I know that you can buy them for yourself. Just Google Idle Champion shirt, and I'm sure you'll find it quickly and easily. You can get them. I think they have mouse pads too. I should get one of those. Check the tag on the shirt for a secret unlock code. Is that true? In that case, I have 4 chest codes to get. Do I know how to get Jim's skin? Asks Tag Cross. Yes, you're not going to like the answer. Both of Jim's skins were limited availability. I don't know how you would get them now, unfortunately. One was for convention attendance, and they would just hand them out on these cards, and then you can redeem the code that was on the card in your game client. And I had like friends of mine up there in the Idle Champions community, and they brought back cards and just gave me the codes so that I have like a small pile of them. I think I'm actually out of Rockstar Gems now, unfortunately. I have a ton of Champion Naelies, but I think I'm fresh out on Rockstar Gems. And then the Green Flame Gem came from this kind of poorly received Twitch drop experience. I think was it Twitch drop? Was that part of the Twitch drop thing? Barovian Witch Birdsong was a Twitch drop. But I think Green Flame Gem may have been the first time they did that, maybe? People are saying yes in the chat. Okay. Alright, cool. Thank you. Yeah. I'd be surprised if we did Twitch drops again, because I don't think it went over very well. A lot of people got frustrated with that. There was a lot of backlash in the community from that. So, I doubt that that'll happen again. I thought it was a cool idea. It just didn't pan out. But you have to take swings. You gotta take swings because sometimes you'll hit and sometimes you'll miss. That was a miss, and that's okay. Other things will be hits. Who else can we get out here? Walnut. Also has 2 skins, like Jim, Grove Keeper, and Clone, which are both very good. I kind of wish you could combine these, because I love the antlers and the pauldrons, but I love the leaf cape on Grove Keeper. Ugh. Yeah. Both are good. Wish I could use both simultaneously. Yeah, Green Mage Hand. That's a good one. Love that one. Yeah, if you don't know, Mage Hand just got discounted very recently. It used to cost 1,000 gems, now it only costs 250 gems? Satine purchased her Mage Hand Familiar live on Evergreen Champions today, and that was a cool moment to be there for a new player buying their first familiar live and then figuring out what they can do with it. She was so excited about it. It was a cool moment. Ah, I should get more click damage. I should just put a familiar on this. And on Evelyn. I should probably actually set up this formation. I'm not worried about it. But I should at least try to set up a good looking formation. I want people same column or behind Donar. I'm gonna take Valor this time. Yeah. And Yeah, I guess I'm gonna want Calliope to be in the column behind my TPS. And have I chosen a specialization for Omen yet? Has that come up? No. Okay, good. Right, so that's still an option. I'm gonna want Evelyn to be in Walnut spot here, and Walnut on the front. Oh, if you didn't know, you can move champions around even when they're transitioning stages. So like once you've played this game enough and you can just memorize positions, then you don't even need to look at what you're doing, you can just move people around. Okay. Jim is DPS, so I guess I'm gonna set him up for it. Jim prefers having like a lot of people in the columns adjacent to him, and this isn't a good situation for that. Yeah. Jim's own formation is fine for using Jim. Harco, you opened the 7 Viper chest, shiny mask in the second one. Nice. Congrats. I think you're guaranteed to get a shiny when you purchase a pack like that. But, nonetheless, good job. Is that a good one? Is the mask a good one? Or of Infamy, so yes, that would be a good one. It's a good shiny to get. Wait, do I even have the epic of that? I do not. I should fix that. Now that I've got all my champions caught up on item levels, I guess I should start doing time gates just to get my missing epics. Yeah. So I'll have to decide who to prioritize for that. Green Flame Gem, Green Lantern? No. Funny, but no. It's kind of a reference to, I suppose you call it a meme from Acquisition Incorporated live shows. Whenever there's like a magical effect that has a green flame to it, everyone in the live audience goes, "Green flame!" And it was hilarious once upon a time, for me at least. I don't know if that's still funny, but I used to love that. So every effect has green flames, yeah. RV, Mars, are you going to get Jim full epic on stream next week to show automation working on Event 3 plays? Maybe I could. That's not a bad suggestion. Thanks for the idea. I'll think about that. Yeah, my Jim's only missing a few. Fan Club and his ultimate stuff. Yeah. Oh, I love this. I think this is unique in all the formation abilities. Jim's magic. How it fades out and changes. I love that. I love that they set that up to have the text change. It's the little things like that really endear this game to me. Like, there's so much charm to idle champions if you pay attention. Oh, sorry, J-Pulls. Don't think you can post links in this chat. I think only moderators can do that. Nefarious, regarding the green hand familiar, how do you check if you have the skin? Okay, I'll show you. So there's 2 familiars in the game that have skins currently, and that is the Mage Hand and the baby Snowy Owlbear. And to check if you have the skin, there is actually a swap icon. Just like if you were swapping a champion, it's the same icon. It's up here in the top left corner. If you have a skin for that familiar, then it will show a little swap icon there so that you can change the skin. Technically, there are 3 familiar skins in this game. One of them is for Crowy. And it's a little Easter egg. If you have Crowy, then you have the skin for Crowy. It's just not really a skin. Yeah. How do you get familiar skins? At this point, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if there is a way to get familiar skins right now. So far, they've been like limited time experiences. Well, I took Close Allies, then I took Assassin. I'll take Long Lost Friends this time. And now I need to move Jim again. Jim again! So let's move you here and you here. Okay, so I'm still trying to use Jim as my DPS. So, yes, good. Omen is applying to Jim. Good. Okay. What's the best way to get gems? Lemming EXE? Grind Mad Wizard. Okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the Easter egg about Crowy. Spoiler. This is your spoiler warning for anyone who doesn't want to hear this, if you just want to figure it out for yourself. Okay, you've been sufficiently warned. If you have Benwyn unlocked, who shares a slot with Omen, I'll just put Benwyn in here for a moment. And you have Crowy. Put Crowy on Benwyn, and then click Crowy a bunch, and he'll turn to the Criddler for a little while. It's cute. Yeah. There you go. Isn't that fun? Isn't that nice? Yeah. But why? It's a reference to another stream that we had once upon a time. Benwyn plays Idle Champions. Oh, it's just 3 times? Oh, okay. Oh, right, because Criddler, Criddler, Criddler. Say it 3 times and he'll appear. Right. Yeah. It was a fun show. Kind of crude humor. Which is not my cup of tea. Oh. But I love that they had those like custom animations. Like instead of having a live feed webcam for Scott Kurtz, he had his character of Benwyn set up as like an actor with animations. It was really cool. Mars too pure for this world. I wouldn't say pure. But close, I guess. I just choose to be wholesome. Let's put more gain in. We're starting to run out of time. So if you guys have any lingering questions that you want to field, please have at it. Oh, check that out. Check out the Omen chest. Look at that. It's got the Acquisitions Incorporated logo right on it. That's a good choice. That's a good choice for the chest design. Yeah, if anyone deserves the AI logo on their chest, it's gotta be Omen. And the size of the chest look like his pauldrons. Fantastic. Hey, where'd my Omen go? It shows that he's in formation. Yes, you did miss the Crowy interaction. Where did my Omen go? He's gone. Oh, no, there he is. How did you get back there? Rascal. That's not where I wanted you to go. Anyway, let's open this up. Let's get some gear for my Omen here. Mobile Alchemical Dispensary. I thought we talked about this. An employee manual. Welcome to Acquisitions Incorporated. Nice. That's cool. I like that. I like that. The wonder, are some heroes being retired or something? That's up for debate. I remember some talk at the beginning of year 3 that year 1 champions might be retired from events but not time gates moving into year 4. But I don't know if anything more has been said on that topic in an official capacity. There is a lot of DLC content that's being retired, as in like purchasable DLC packs that you can get on Steam or whatever. A lot of that stuff's getting retired. But the content available in those packs is not going to be permanently removed from the game. Like, you'll still be able to get those via wild offers that show up from time to time as you play. But that does introduce the element of randomness. You may not like certain wild offers that you receive. Maybe it's too expensive for the stuff that's offered, or you don't like some of the items that are packaged in it. Whereas if you buy it now, you actually have control of the situation, because you know exactly what you're getting. And there's going to be discounted stuff. Margaret went through the whole list of everything that's being retired. So if you want to, if that's not written down somewhere, you can go listen through the recording of Evergreen Champions from earlier today. And maybe about halfway through-ish, I think that's when Margaret went through everything. Oh, it's on Reddit in the Discord now. Fantastic. Did that happen while I was doing my show? Cool. I'll check that out myself later, because it was a long list. I cannot remember it all. It's a lot. Oh, it was officially said, according to Raven's Voice, that starting year 4, the year 1 champions are time gate or money purchases only. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess they're going forward with that idea, which is fine. Because I feel like if this game just keeps going, eventually we'll just have like a long list of things to do every single event, and I feel like that'll be overwhelming for new players. It might turn people off of the game if they see like, oh, I only have 12 todays to do like 18 million adventures. Are there any year 1 heroes you should aim to get, Lemmy EXE? Oh boy, can I remember the list of year 1 champions off the top of my head? Is Deacon year 1? I don't remember. He's a good one, you should get him anyway. Gosh. Zorbu is amazing. He's Fleetswake year 1. I mean, he's one of the best, if not the best, DPS characters in the entire game right now. Out of 66 characters, he's one of the top DPS characters. Get Zorbu. Get him. Stokey is really good. Stokey used to be bad. Stokey is not bad now. You want to get Stokey. In fact, Stokey was the very first event champion ever. So she will be the first one to be retired, I suppose. Regis. Especially if you're trying to build Companions of the Hall. You want to collect all the Companions of the Hall, of course. So get Wolfgar, get Regis, get Catti-brie. Gromma, absolutely, M. Snyder, yes. I love Gromma. Gromma is fantastic. I use Gromma everywhere, all the time, forever. Although, I don't know how she measures up against Omen yet. I'm looking forward to reading Silesa's evaluation when it gets up on the Reddit eventually. More than just, how good is Omen? I want to know, how does Omen measure up? Because he's got competition. The Gromma-Nayeli swap strategy is really good. It's really strong. If you can make it work. Zilthur has asked, Gromma or Averin? Averin. Averin is like the top support, period. No one else even comes close. Averin is on a whole nother level compared to everyone else. Top buffer. Kroll is top support. Okay, that's fair. That's very fair. Very fair, Gar. Yeah. Kroll's a debuffer. Yes. Plague stacks. Build them up, knock them down. Kroll feels good to use because when the plague bomb goes off and just everything dies, that's a good feeling. It's a visceral pleasure, I suppose. Oh, goodness. Ishi's specializations. Does this even matter right now? Do I actually care about this right now? I think Shorty's is the most common taken. It was like she herself is a kobold, so she applies for Shorty's. But I don't have many other Shorties in the formation right now. We do have Half-Elf with Omen and Calliope. Elf with Morgaine. Yeah, I'll take Tall Folk. Do I have a YouTube? Yes. It is not well updated. On my own Twitch channel, I used to stream reading books live, public domain books, all the time, and it was a lot of fun. And I would export those to YouTube for people to look back on, but I didn't keep it updated. Now, if you're asking if CNE has a YouTube channel, yes, and all of the recordings on this channel go up on the CNE Games YouTube channel, so check that out. Do we have a command for the YouTube link? CNE, if you're there? I don't know if we have a command for that, for Nightbot. If we don't, we should. I'm kind of surprised that it doesn't get asked about more often, come to think of it. But yeah, you can watch any of our past recordings on this Twitch channel and on YouTube. Anyone listening to this in the future on YouTube, hello. Thank you for watching. We do not, but you can add one. Excellent. Thank you. Good. Yes. That is a good decision. Alright, only a couple minutes left, so come on, hit me up. Any last minute questions you have about the event, about how to progress to the event if you're a new player, or strategies, or hey, if you got any bounty contracts from the supply chest today, use them. You're in an event now. Use your bounty contracts because you'll get loads of event tokens so that you can afford more free plays. How did I manage to get 500,000 gems so quickly, Snow? I didn't. CNE just gave me the gems to purchase the core for the purpose of showing the process of purchasing the core on this show, if that makes sense. It would have taken me, I estimated 6 months to grind that many gems on my own. Which by that point, Motron Automation would be old news. It wouldn't be worth talking about on Mars Guiding Hand. Hopefully this show still exists in 6 months. Really hope so. Can we see my specs for this formation? Sure, no problem. All you need to do for that is click on a potion of specialization, and it'll show you all of your champions and specializations that you've picked for them. And doing this does not consume the potion of specialization. It'll only consume the potion of specialization if you then click on someone and confirm that you want to use it. If you say no, then you're fine. You can also just press escape to get out of this, or click the X in the top right corner. So always keep a potion of specialization, and always keep a blacksmithing contract in your inventory, because this allows you to access this menu that just shows you a nice, clean, easy overview of all of your champions, all of their gear, and their average item level. It's very good. Love that. Now, it'll only show you champions that have all of their gear slots taken up, so you may have noticed Omen is missing from that list right now, because my Omen only has slot 5 and 6. I've only opened 1 gold chest for him so far. That'll be fixed by next week, I assure you. I do have a lot of shinies, yes. I open a lot of chests, and I don't think I've ever missed a potion of polish. How to get that character screen open? So once again, that's using a blacksmithing contract, which you can get from silver chests, gold chests, supply chests. Just click on any blacksmithing contract and click go, and it'll pull up this screen so you can see all of your champions as long as they've been fully geared. And it does not consume the blacksmithing contract to preview your champions that way. Man, Mayhem, I completely agree. That should just be part of the UI built in that you can access. As like we do have that via time gates. If you click on view available time gates, you can look at all of your event champions this way, but not your non-event champions, your evergreen champions. So the tech exists, and I agree we should have that. All right. It's the top of the hour, so you know what that means. I gotta go. So, thank you, everyone, for joining me for this episode of Mars Guiding Hand. I hope that you've had a good time, and I hope to see you all again next week. Next time. Not sure what we'll do next time. It'll be more event, more Omen, Jim, Ishii stuff. Omen, Jim, Ishii? It's kind of fun to say. Make sure to tune into the official C&E stream of Idle Champions tomorrow, Griddle Champions and Garwar's Guide to Everything on Friday, Bardic Inspiration on Tuesday, and Evergreen Champions and my show again on Wednesdays. Remember, you can follow Idle Champions on social media in many places, and you can join our community on Discord, Reddit, and elsewhere, Steam discussion forums, whatever you like. There's also built-in game chat. You can just click on this little speech bubble. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at Ryan Blake Hall, on twitch.tv/Storyteller Mars, and just everywhere in our community. Even if I'm not posting, I'm at least lurking. Thank you to Codename Entertainment for this incredible opportunity to be part of the game that I love so very, very much and to contribute to this community. And thank you to our wonderful moderators in the chat for all that they do. Really appreciate all of your work. Setting up that YouTube link, for example, thank you. Wherever you are in the multiverse, please stay safe. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. The world needs kindness right now. And I'll see you again soon. Until then, look sharp. Bye-bye for now. I'm done streaming.